Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. Welcome to the Gratitude Collab. This is a project hosted by Creating with Jovi and her co-host Cindy A. Lewis. So Cindy invited me to join this collaboration. There's 18 creators, and during the month of November, once a week on Wednesdays, we will be sharing with you our take on how to use this beautiful kit that Jovi created for this gratitude collaboration. I will link the kit below in the description box, so you can go to her Etsy shop to find this, and I'll show you the kit in just a second. And also I want to mention that there's also a set of freebies she's created to go with it, and you can snag the freebies by joining hers and I think Cindy's as well. They have Facebook groups, so I'll put those two groups below, also those links. So Cindy's is a private crafters group, Cindy A. Lewis, and Jovi's is Creating with Jovi Journals and Crafts. So the freebies can be found there apparently. And all the other creators are going to be listed below. And yes, so let's get started. So this week, the first week, the prompt is favorite thing about where you live. So with gratitude in mind, what am I grateful for about where I live? We'll look at the kit in just a second, but I got this atlas, beautiful old atlas out to show you where I live. I recently did a reel and asked, where's everybody from kind of thing. And it amazes me how big this journaling community is, junk journal community. And I love how technology brings us so close together with just a comment on a reel. Like, it just blows my mind. So I heard from people from France, Austria, Germany, Australia, the United States, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Finland, like everywhere. Of course, Canada too. So this is where I am. I'm in Canada. I'm in the province of Ontario, and I am at the very southern end of Ontario. So I'm like your neighbor if you're in the US. So I'm on the north shore of Lake Erie. I am basically right straight across from Erie, Pennsylvania. I could drive 2 hours to the east and be at the Buffalo border, or I could go to Detroit as well, the other direction. So even though I'm in Canada, I'm down at the southern part of the south. We call it the South Coast because it's the southern end of South Coast of, as opposed to the North Coast. I'm at the South Coast of Ontario, but I'm at the north side of Lake Erie, if that makes sense. So do you see the border here between Canada and the US? So some of you, if you live up in here, you might even be more north than I am. I might even live south of you, but I know it's a little strange, but that's where I am. So hello everybody, depending on where you're watching from. It's amazing, right? So let me put this big beast away. I love this old thing. It's heavy. Okay, so I live in Ontario, southwestern Ontario specifically, and I live in a municipality called Norfolk County. So we used to be an actual county, but they amalgamated, and now it's technically a municipality, but we still go by Norfolk County is still our name. I know this is County of Norfolk. This is a historic map. So on this side of me is Haldeman County, Brant County to the north, and Oxford County that way, and south of me is Lake Erie. So I live in this Norfolk County area. I've lived here all my life. I lived at the northern end. Now I'm kind of more central. I am literally like a 10-15 minute drive to a beach. These are part of the reasons why I love where I live, and that's what that's what this week's prompt is. What I like about where I live. Just really short and quick. I am close to a beach. This is all Ontario's garden. We have the nickname Ontario's garden. We just happen to have the right climate and soil conditions for growing crops. And we lead in Canada for things like asparagus and pumpkins, that sort of thing. And then in the province, like that's Canada wide, and then in the province we lead in things like cabbage and strawberries, that sort of thing. So we have so much produce and so many farms that we have to get workers come from other countries to come here for the summer months to help us with that work. So we provide those jobs in the summer, and we have folks, girls and guys, come from Trinidad, Jamaica, Mexico, like all over the place. They come here and they stay with the family, the farms, and they work here and then they work a lot of hours, and then they go back home to their families, and then they come back the next year. So they kind of become families to some of the farmers here as well. So it's kind of a neat employment trade thing that we have here in Norfolk County. It's been going on for a really long time. So like I said, I live close to, I'm getting sidetracked here. I live close to, I can drive to the beach. And now in the last couple decades, what's new, like Niagara Falls is this way. We have all these wineries and breweries and cideries opening up along the lake, and then of course throughout the county as well. So it's really an agri-tourism area, as well as, you know, we're also popular for the South Coast, the beaches as well. But I love it because I grew up on a farm, and where I live, I can go 5 minutes in any direction during certain times of the year, most of the year, and I can buy local produce. Like I can drive not far at all, and I can buy something off a vegetable stand. We have a lot of butchers, and we have all the things we need right here. It's a beautiful place to live. We have these Carolinian forests. We have lots of rural farmland, and like there's no cities here. There's a few towns, but it's mostly hamlet areas and rural farmland. And we are, surprisingly, with all of that, our number one employer is actually manufacturing. We have a large we have a number of plants, but one of the biggest ones is Tonya. It's a car parts plant. So we're really quite a mixed bag here, but it's a really wonderful place to live. A fairly low crime rate, and it's, I mean, we're feeling the hits with the economy and such as you are as well, but just really quite a lovely place to grow up as a kid and to raise kids of your own. And yeah, I love living here. So I am grateful to live in Ontario's garden. Not that I like vegetables so much. It's not about that. It's just about the lifestyle. I really like it here. So I will show you the kit. So these are, Cindy did a beautiful job with this coordinating kit. So I'll show you some of the pages. There's a lovely pattern page, some background pages, some pumpkins, all the things, some cute little middies and a toque. Of course, our coffee and a book and all the warm, fuzzy feels. Another beautiful pattern page. Love all the fall things. This I printed on a little thicker paper, and I'm going to reprint some of these on cardstock, I think. So you have some tags kind of thing, or bookmarks, cute little mushrooms. I love these disc circle things, some journaling cards, sweater weather. Here are some fussy cuts, sentiment type things. I've used some of the papers already to cover my folio. Some beautiful fuzzy blankets. There's a squirrel that goes on the other part of that page. And then this here is part of the freebies, so that I mentioned before. So these cutie pies, and then there's these cutie pies, and there are these fall things, all the cozy things. So that is the beautiful kit and the freebies. And then also part of the kit are these pages here, because I've already decorated the outside of my, well, I've decorated this much so far. So a few videos back, I made the folio. If you want to go back and check that out, it's made with file folders. So this is one of the sheets from, all of this is from the kit. This is from the kit. This tag is from the kit. And then this is, I've cut out my beautiful Norfolk County. and made that into a pocket. So the idea with the folio is that this part of the file folder tab fits in here. Now when I cut this, this was still a little bit wet. I should have been a little more patient, so I ripped the paper a little bit. So I'll have to add some sort of embellishment there later, or ribbon to cover that up. But basically this is what I've done so far. So I've covered the back. Let's see, I need a little fix there. And I just used one of these Yoo-hoo sticks, and then anything that lifted up, I used my art glitter glue in my precision bottle. So I just tucked the pages up beside each other, trimmed this one down a bit, and then I inked some of the edges. So that's really all I've done so far. And then on the inside, I've used some scrapbook paper, and in case somebody asks me, it's from Michael's, and it's called Eucalyptus Weave. That's the scrapbook paper. That's where this paper came from. I thought that colors looked nice with, I just wanted to break up some of the orange. So the folio has a pocket here. We've got a flip, and then I've got a pocket here. So what are we going to do today? Now I'm going to be adding, with my gratitude, I'll be adding some photos and such later after we're done the 4 weeks. Just, I won't put any pictures of my grandkids or anything on video, but if there's pictures of myself, perhaps. But that's my intent, is to fill this with images of things I'm grateful for. So it's going to be kind of like a photo folio, and I'm going to show what I'm grateful for through photos. So living in Ontario's garden, no doubt I have lots of pictures of, I've got pictures of the girls picking pumpkins at our local agricultural fair, those kind of pictures. So all the fall things, I'll be adding pictures to my folio. So let me just make sure I'm in frame. Yes, that's pretty good. This is obviously a little bit too wide. That should do it. So I'm just going to pick something here, and I'll probably wrap it actually. I wonder if it's long enough to wrap all the way around. No, not quite. Well, I like that. So let's just start with that. Sometimes you just got to start without thinking about it too much, because that we do, don't we? We get hung up on where to place things, and sometimes I think if you just get started, and the beauty of it is if you change your mind after, you can just glue something right on top. Which I've done a few times. So try not to make too much of a mess here. I'm just using this Yoo-hoo stick. I don't use glue sticks very often, but I'm finding that a lot of people seem to in their videos, and I think because it just dries fast enough, or it's just a little easier to work with for quick stuff like this. So I get it, but I don't usually use glue sticks as a rule. Yeah, so I love where I live. I've lived here all my life. I've lived in a couple of different towns, but you know, we do have a local college. You could go to college here. There's one in Brantford. It's not too far. You could still live at home and go to college. But a lot of folks go away for college. I did. I didn't end up staying. I did get homesick and came home as a youngster. But I only went as far as Oakville, which is near Toronto. So that's not very far. So if I wanted to, say, fly somewhere, like go on a vacation, Toronto's only a couple hours. Like it's not far. And there's we have a Mount Hope Airport and Hamilton Airport. So like if I wanted to go, I could also drive to Buffalo and fly out of Buffalo if I wanted to, say, fly to Florida. Now mind you, anytime I've gone to Florida, we've driven. It's a 24-hour drive straight, so we take turns, and I have also stayed places on the way. I also drove to New Orleans once. That was a 3 or 4 day adventure, and we actually stopped and stayed at a place called, like, one of the stops we made for overnight was a place called Bucksnort, Tennessee. So if you're from Tennessee, you might be aware of that little place. It has like a population of like 10 people, and then at night when the hotel fills up, it's a population of 60. I don't know, something like that. It was kind of neat. It just wasn't planned. It's just we were driving and we saw the sign and we're like, oh yeah, we gotta stay there just to say we did. So that was kind of neat. Okay, so let's pick another color for here, and then we'll start adding some decorative items. So I kind of like this little, I like that there. And then we're going to do this little pocket thing that I just learned to do with a music sheet, and we'll use it to tuck in some of our ephemera. Yeah, so I was saying I made that reel, and you know, kind of I've done it a couple times. Where's everybody from? But as my Instagram account grows and grows, I just like to ask once in a while, so where's everybody from? And yeah, I'm blown away at how far people are, and yet we're just a touch away, you know, like just a message away. It's so amazing to me. I love vintage, and I love old stuff, and I love antiques, and I love, you know, old, like this is definitely vintage style, like more, not like this, but more of a vintage style. This is not my usual style, but I do like technology as well. I'm one of those people that's kind of happy with the mix. I do like some things that could go back to old ways, but I think technology is great. Okay, there we go. I like that is centered on this opening flap. And then of course, with this being a background page, this is going to be great to do some pockets or some sort of, yeah, belly band or such. So let's see. I want to grab just 1 second. I'm going to do a few different styles, but okay, so this I just learned recently, very simple. Just picked up this book at a thrift store for $2. Okay, let's see how I do from memory. Okay, so let me just get this out of the way for a second to show you, just so it shows up a little better. Okay, so what you want to do is just kind of find your middle. Just give it a pinch, and then fold these in at that crease you just made. Doesn't have to be rocket science, just line it up so they're not overlapping. And then just smooth out your edges with your thumb or your finger. Okay, you with me so far? And now turn it this way. And now you're going to bring the bottom just up to the edge of these. And just smooth that down. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in frame 1 sec. Oh, pretty good. And then you turn it this way, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, now flip this up so it kind of looks like an envelope, and just line your side up here. Give yourself a little bit of room, like so that this flap isn't right at the end. And then smooth that down. Okay, now turn it this way, and then this folds over. Smooth that down, And then this guy actually will tuck in like that. Okay, so this is what you end up with. Now you can glue, you don't have to because you can see it stays together, but this is what you end up with. So you have some sort of a tuck spot here. What have I got to demonstrate with? Any cards out? Okay. So you've got this little pocket like that, which would be hidden because once you close this, that pocket's kind of hidden. And also you have this area back here. So you could put a little pocket in here. You could put some writing paper in here. You could journal along the music sheets here, which is probably what I will end up doing. And I will write things about living in Ontario's garden. Now, I'll take my time doing that. I'm not going to do it on video because my penmanship is not the greatest. So I need to really take my time because this will be something I want to keep. So now, when that's put together, on the back, technically, I guess you have some pockets and such, but I'm actually going to just glue it into our folio here. But let's ink it up a little bit. So you can see all the edges. So basically, if you just start by edging the full sheet, you should get most of it. Yeah, so I grew up on a pig farm. We always had 2 big gardens. So summer break as kids, like say we were like 10, 12 years old, whatever, lunchtime, you'd go out to the garden and you'd grab a green pepper and a tomato, probably had onions in the house already, and bring that in, chop it up, heat it up in a fry pan, and eat that like over toast. And it was just, it might not sound like much, but when it's fresh out of the garden, yes, you're a kid that will eat vegetables because it tastes that good. Okay, there. See how just by inking the out the entire sheet on the outside, now everything's inked on the inside except your folds. And then if I open that up, I might want to do this fold, and which also kind of neat if we fold these back the other way. Let's just give those a little bit of ink too, just because. And here and here on this fold. Okay, I don't want to spend the whole video inking because you can all do that later, or I can do that later. Okay, so let's see. I hope this might be a little wide now that I'm looking at it. But is that gonna fit? Oh, just. Oh, you know what? It's almost too big. Maybe I'll save that for over here. Maybe I'll save it as a tuck. Oh, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save it as a tuck for in here. Okay. And then those, like I said, I'm going to print those on cardstock. What have I got? Can we? This one is, let's do a flip. Let's do a flip. So I'm going to just cut those quick. And I've got some little bit of cardstock left from printing the Norfolk little card, this guy, and I used it also on the back of this tag. So that's just printed on regular copy paper or printer paper, and then fixed here. So we'll do that, and then that'll be it for today. And then next Wednesday we'll add more. But let's just, which one do you think? Which one do you like? It's gonna go, I like the darker ones. I like this one. Let's do Time to Bloom. So let's get some glue on the back here. And I'll start down here. Yeah, so like I said, even though it's Ontario's garden, it's not because I like vegetables. I guess I just, you know, it's not like I'm a vegetarian or anything. But I love the fact that I can, being in an agricultural community, I can, wherever I'm going to an appointment or wherever, and anywhere up the road, I'm going to see sheep. I'm going to see cows. I'm going to see, you know, little goats, that like just the farm animals out in their fields. I'm going to see fields and fields and fields of corn. Of course, that's cow corn. There is sweet corn too, but there's most of the fields you see are cow corn. I'm going to see, no, not now. They'll be they'll be plowing under all the pumpkins that didn't get sold. That's what they'll be working on right now. And depending on the time of year, you need to slow down for tractors. You need a little patience. Of course, yesterday was just Halloween. So no problems getting pumpkins around here. A lot of people have to drive quite a while to get to out of the city to get to a pumpkin patch to do those fun photo opportunities with your family and stuff. I can just step outside. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay, so let's make this like a flip. You know what would be cute if this was a flip down so you could actually journal on it. When you flip up, it's kind of hard to, well, I guess it's not that hard, but I'm going to do it so that it flips. I'm going to do it so it flips down. Yes, I am. Okay, so I need some washi tape. Are you a washi tape guy? I don't use a lot of washi tape. I don't even own that much washi tape. I ended up giving a whole bunch of it to my granddaughter. Just, oh, there's a needle in there. Or a pin. I'm just not really, it's just not my thing. This one got chewed by the looks of it. So what do we have for colors here? Nothing really fabulous. Oh, maybe that one. Okay. Should be using something thinner, but all right, so if that's the case, I'm just going, you know what, then I'm going to put you here. I'm going to center it. And we'll just do a flip. Yeah, and then next, I'll do some fussy cutting in between this video and the next, and then I'll have that ready to go so that I'm not taking up your time while we're, keep the pink one aside. Let's use this color. Yeah, I don't even like that. Nope. 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 Changing my mind. Like these little stamps, just not for that. So yeah, I don't have a lot of choice in colors here. Like I said, I'm just not a washi tape guy. I do have more washi tape somewhere, but let's just go with what we have. It's not ideal. There. So when you're doing a flip, of course you want to do one side and then you want to also tape the other side. Okay, we will have, by the time this 4 weeks is up, we're going to have this folio right chock full of stuff. There we go. Oops. Let's fold it over. So this video will be for the first Wednesday of November. Will you guys have a new president in the US by then? What's the date? I don't even know the date. Let me look. I guess the inauguration or whatever is in January, but oh yeah, so Wednesday the 6th will be when this aired, so you will have had the election results from the 5th before. So many changes these days. There we go. Okay, so we have a flip. So in our flip, we have a flip, and we have a flip down to right, so I like that. Okay, that's a good start. And we made a little, we made one of these pocket folio hidden spots, but we're going to fill that up next time. And I'm just going to, because I haven't fussy cut a bunch of the stuff, so I'm going to just tuck that in there for now. That's a good start. Very good start. And I have this started here. So again, yeah, this week was, what are you grateful for, or what do you like about where you live? I love that I live in Ontario's garden, and it's not for the vegetables, it's just for the, it's just for, I like it for the way of life. I like the people, I like the community, I like the access to things, I like the home roots feel of it. I like the safety of it, and the abundance, really. We're very fortunate. I'm very grateful for all of those things that we have available to us, and to have the growing conditions that we do. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. And like I said, look down below in the comment section. I'm going to link the kit. I'm going to link the Facebook groups where you can get the freebies, and I'm also going to list all of the collaborators for this gratitude collab, so you can take a look at their videos too. That'll be fun to do. So if you can actually, in the search bar in YouTube, if you put in the hashtag gratitude collab, which I will have in my title, everyone's supposed to put that in their title, so you'll get a bunch of those videos pop up. It'll be a really easy way to search them. So yeah, so it's hashtag gratitude collab. And thank you again, Cindy A. Lewis, for the invite, and thank you, Jovi, for hosting this fun collab. And thank you for the kit, and I will see you all next Wednesday in week 2. Take care. Bye now.